Good afternoon. Welcome to I haven't dried my hair out yet day. Let me sort that real quick. Rawr. He's taking a shower. Gonna dry the hair. And then we all had to drop some news. So we all had to drop everything to watch the news. 18 minutes of awesome, in-depth update news from Master Ian Hazakostas. Hi, you ding dong. And here is our thief kitty. Hi, thief kitty. You know what? I'm noticing something missing on my bars. I'm noticing something missing on my bars. Let's go find it. I am currently logged into a healer, right? This is my Night Elf Priest. I need that. Plop that right there. I need that. Plop that right there. What are you doing, cat? What are you doing? He's purring. He's purring. I haven't played this healer in this so long. It's gonna be so bad. But I'm gonna do a quick bit of inventory. Well, we're gonna do a little bit of character management while I get things set up. I'm gonna show you why I decided I was going to PvP today anyway because there's something that I want. Honestly, I don't think I need that, but yeah, that's what I was looking for. Power word fortitude. You could tell I haven't played this character in like forever because they gave us back power word fortitude a long time ago, and I never put it on bars. Look, it's Thief Kitty. It's Grumpy Thief Kitty. Look at them. Hi. Hi, Wayward. How you doing? So. You know what? I'll put levitate over here. Let's levitate. Why? Because I can levitate. Psychic Scream can be helpful, and Symbol of Hope. Okay. That's a lot of crap. Okay. Well, you notice Apotheosis isn't fighting. Okay. I think we got it. Cow diseases? What? Oh, cow dresses. Okay. Oh, speaking of rockets, if you play WoW and you play a goblin and you naturally level a goblin to 110, I believe it is, you can get heritage armor for them that has rockets on it. Explosive rockets, but rockets. So, I think... Alright. Mass res, guardians. Okay. I'll have to make a goblin. Totally need one out. Yeah. But you have to level it to 110, and you can't boost it. You can't throw money at it and boost your character. But here's why we are in Holy Spec right now. This is my Legion artifact weapon. You originally acquire and it looks like this. As you play through Legion content, you unlock certain things. Certain shadings of this item. I have all of these available to me. I haven't done the ones to earn these. And the way these work is you have to unlock one of them in the first row to use, for the most part. The hidden ones are a little bit weird. So your item has your main quest line for your order hall in Legion, the past expansion. Then you have like an upgraded quest line. It's like, well, if you complete your class hall campaign, you get this upgraded one, and then you get this one, and this one. Because there used to be 3 different things you'd have to do to get all 3 of these, but once you complete it, you get all 3 of them. And then you, if on any of your characters on the account finishes the this side up archaeology stuff, then any character who has unlocked the first here gets it over here, right? So this is your upgraded weapon. This is the you have done dungeons and group content. This quest line is not account wide as far as I know. It is a pain in the ass, and you can't do it if you are past level 110. Well, you can if you can manage to solo certain group content, which even as a 120 you might have problems doing. Anyway, balance of power. But then you can do this one, which is Unleash Monstrosities, which is you kill world bosses. But you can't use this one unless you unlock that one, which is really pissing me off because I unlocked this one on my paladin, but I haven't done this one yet on her, so I can't use this, and it pisses me off. And so this is if you do a Mythic Mode dungeon at level 15 or above. And this is if you complete the Glory of the Legion hero on one character on your account. This is an account-wide unlock, but you still have to unlock this to be able to use that. Again, pissing me off. This is the PvP row. And this will become important to us later, because we might wind up actually earning one of these today. This is the Mage Tower row, and it won't show you what they look like if you haven't earned the Mage Tower for this particular artifact weapon. And as you can see, I did not earn it on Holy Priest. However, you can also unlock a hidden row of things, and there's various ways to unlock the hidden artifact look for your weapon. And this is what it looks like. Oh my god, that looks amazeballs. I love it. And once you unlock the main one, then you can use any of these other ones. There's like a gray one. It's pretty kind of cool. It's pretty gothic. Then you can do 200 world quests. And these actually used to be harder. You had to actually be in this spec, which this is Holy Priest. So you had to be in Holy Priest while doing this back in the day, or else it wouldn't count. You couldn't do it as Disc Priest or whatever, which is more survivable in my opinion. And this is the one that I must have. This is the one that says I have to kill 1,000 enemy players after unlocking a hidden artifact appearance, and it looks like that. You know I have to have it. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to play this priest and kill 1,000 enemy players. However, I am going to switch spec. See, look at that. That's just like perfect. I'm going to switch back to healer, or back to Disc Priest, because Disc Priest is fun. And this is the Disc Priest Mage Tower, actually. I did the Mage Tower on Disc Priest. I have not got the hidden one for Holy Priest, or for Disc Priest. So Discipline. So this is what Light's Wrath looks like, the default. And these are the 3 tints that are available. And you notice I have the same items showing up here for the first 4 rows, because that's character wide. And I still haven't unlocked it. I kind of like the chalice. I like this one of the chalice. It's kind of cool, but I haven't done a level of Mythic 15 plus, so yeah, Mythic plus 15, whatever. And this is the PvP one. It looks kind of cool. I always wonder, by the way, about about why certain priests, like, and this is the thing in Warhammer, is why is it so spiky? It looks so, I don't know, but it's a thing. However, this is the Mage Tower one for the Discipline Priest. And, I mean, that looks pretty badass in a, I am holy, but I have these spikes because I'm disciplined. And actually, we did this one on stream, and I had, it was basically, oh my god, this is the last day, and this is going to be the last attempt I make on this Catriona. I'm sorry that you got to go after this one. And then I kicked ass. So I got that. And then on this one, you have to do 10 different, and it's, as you notice, it's different. Like, these things aren't the same as they are for Holy Priest. So the final slot unlocks 10 different Legion dungeons after unlocking a challenge appearance. So it's this one. It looks really badass. It's basically Scream's Alliance, right? And now my weapon looks like that, even though I didn't actually intend it to look like that, but I'm not going to worry about it. So what am I actually doing as this character today? First of all, I am going to check and make sure I'm not missing anything on this character's bars. Yeah, and I don't remember my rotation, and I'm not going to care, because we're just going to go do some PvP for shits and giggles. And I'll redo my Power Word Fort. I kind of want to put Power Word Fort on a hotkey so I could just hit people and hit them with it. I'll put it on the 11 key. There we go. Anyway, we're gonna go to our collections. We have new toys. I don't want to play with heirlooms. We got some new pets. No new mounts. That's kind of sad. Alright. Why are we queuing for PvP? Because I was going to. Because if I kill 1,000 players in PvP, or participate in their kills, then I can earn that other snazzy thing. So, we are gonna queue. Must select at least one role. Well, I'm gonna choose both. Because Disc Priest is a healer, but it's also a damaging healer. So it's like Shadow Priest is damage dealer without any actual group heals for the most part. And then Disc Priest is like half and half. And then Holy Priest is pretty much full on heals. So we're gonna queue and we're gonna talk. So today, Ian Hazzikostas, the game director for World of Warcraft, dropped a big ass old news bomb revealing what's coming up in World of Warcraft Game Update 8.3. First thing is, he talked about WoW Classic, and they are working on releasing Dire Maul on the 15th. For folks who've already done everything else in WoW Classic. I haven't. Shut up, thief. So, that's the big news there. Come on, kitty. So, in 8.3 on Battle for Azeroth, the new update is called Visions of N'Zoth. And there is... Let me drop this in here. Add source. Shut up, cat. Stop being a butthead. Stop being a butthead. Come here. He's being silly. Let me see if I can find it. Because I was actually kind of amused by this. Now, I'm not saying, of course, that there was any shenanigans about people taking things from... So, this is the logo for Visions of N'Zoth, right? This is 8.3. And this... Let me see if I can find it. It's gonna be here. This is one of the BlizzCon badge designs that I made, a Naga themed badge design that I made for BlizzCon badges, which, by the way, commissions are open, so check those out. I was amused that we both included the Eye of N'Zoth. Theirs, of course, is better, and tentacles. My tentacles are not that awesome, but I was terribly amused by that when I saw it. I was like, hey! No. I'm not saying anybody took anybody's stuff, but I am amused at the mild points of commonality. Mild. Okay, so that's the first thing. Again, we're just waiting in queue, and we're gonna wait in queue until shit happens. So what's gonna happen is the visions of N'Zoth are gonna start breaking through into the normal Azeroth world. So, what will happen is there will be assaults from N'Zoth's forces. They are going to be very much like the Legion assaults, which were also like the pre-launch of Legion assaults, where certain zones would show up and be Legion-fied. This will be pretty much the same sort of thing, except it'll be like the Black Temple. It looked pretty damn amazing. For those who have the WoW Chronicle books, who saw the portraits of the Black Empire, yeah, that's exactly what we're going to be seeing some stuff of. The two zones he said specifically would be getting these assaults. And the assaults are based on where old Titan technology was. So the two first assaults that they mentioned were Uldum, which is a really cool fake Egyptian zone, which I love Uldum. It is one of my favorite zones in Cataclysm. And the other one is the Veil of Eternal Blossoms in Pandaria. And the cool thing is Ian said that when the assault is not active on the Veil of Eternal Blossoms, it's going back to its original pristine pre-Garrosh, pre-Shah version, which I'm like, yes, because the Veil is so beautiful. And it always distressed me that even after we kicked Garrosh's ass back in Mist of Pandaria, that the Veil was still Shah-fied. So that kind of sucked. You know what I could do? I could go to... oh no, I can't. I'm not 120. If I were level 120, I could go to Ashran and just PvP there. But since I'm not, I have to queue up like everybody else. And this character is actually level capped right now. I have her experience turned off. And you have to basically go to a certain person in Stormwind to turn your XP back on. Because if you level up past 110, you can't... I'll show you. If you level up past 110, you can't do Legion dungeons anymore through the the LFG tool. You have to actually go in normally, or make friends and do your own group. Okay, so that's the thing. Hi, Killam. Live but offline. You're a goober. Hi. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. So, once you complete a certain amount of assaults or content within the assaults, you will earn the ability to go to a horrific vision of N'Zoth. And these horrific visions are corrupted versions of Stormwind and Orgrimmar. And what they are basically, for those who remember the Mage Tower, which is where I got this staff from. Actually, I got the base version of the staff in the Mage Tower. The Mage Tower was a class and spec specific series of solo challenges, and they were rough. unless you were super overpowered or really, really good at your class. For filthy casuals like me, they're tough. I think I only did 4 of them out of 36. Hi. And the rewards were these special artifact appearances that you could use on, for example, your class. So any priest on my account can use this specific appearance, I believe. I could be wrong. Hi. But if you didn't know your class and didn't perform precisely well, then these appearances are no longer available. Okay? So what these visions, these horrific visions of N'Zoth are, is where you can go in either solo or up to a 5-person dungeon party. Every time you go, it's a progression dungeon. So it's not like you go in once and you either win, lose, or you win or fail. You succeed or fail. You go in, you're gonna fail. But you take something out of it every time. So when you go back in the next time, you progress a little bit further and progress a little bit further, and so on and so on. Eventually, you'll bring stuff out with you to help build up your you'll build up your character and your gear and abilities, such that eventually you should be able to succeed at completing the entire scenario, completing the horrific vision. So you're building up defenses against losing your sanity, because of course all this old god shit is completely out of Lovecraft. Come on, it's Lovecraftian. And while you're going through those, we're gonna go meet an old friend. The last spawn of the Deathwing, Raytheon, the now extremely handsome young black dragon. And just like in Mists of Pandaria, he will send you on a lengthy quest to create a legendary cloak that looks like it can be upgraded. The cloak actually had like a base version, which kind of looked like this, but not so long. And then there was like a red and silver version that kind of looked like... Let's see if I can, if I have something in my collections that I can show off of what it might have looked like. Appearances, cloaks. It kind of looked like a little bit of the design. Get off my back. Was kind of inspired by this sort of appearance, this sort of cloak. That kind of design, and there was like one that was red and gold, and then there was an upgraded version that was gold and a dark blue, but it had constellations on the back. Because you know I need that, right? I need that. So, Legendary Cloak will then help you keep going in what you're doing. Actually, that cloak would look kind of decent with this outfit. While Thief Kitty is attacking the back of my hair, because my hair is still a little bit damp, so he's like, ooh, this is good. It smells like strawberries. So what's going to happen is, as you go through these horrific visions, you take fragments of corruption out with you. And as soon as Ian said that, I'm like, does this mean we're corrupting things around us? What? Well, we take those fragments of corruption and use it to level up a new thing called the Titanic Research Archive. Very similar to leveling up your Order class hall. Let's see if I can remember where that is around here. Oh, that's a recruiter. I think it was this person.
Salutations!
No, it wasn't.
Goodbye for now.
Bye for now. Oh, I think actually it was over here. That's one of the things you could do in Legion, and this is kind of like what you could do in Mists of Pandaria. Hey, while we're doing this, let's get
Hello.
My headset is doing weird things again.
See you later.
Oh. Nah, this was not it. Was it you?
How are you?
Not you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now. One of the people here... Ah, class hall upgrade. This person.
Anaria Shola.
It's basically kind of like this concept, except you're not having to choose one or the other. It's kind of like this, but actually the UI that they showed us looked very much like the talent trees in Classic, the old talent trees. So that's a thing. And then as you play through this content, again, it can be a solo, up to 5-person dungeon group, and the loot and the rewards and the bad guys will scale based on you, your level. I don't honestly know if you can do this if you're not 120. Hi, Thief Kitty. But we're going back here because I want to stand next to this, because once if we actually get to PvP somebody, I might have to actually just flag for PvP and just go running around and see if I kill people. But I kind of don't want to do that. Let me see if I can go to Ashran though first. Alright, let's go to my garrison. If not, I'll come back here. Gives us something to do while we wait. Ian also announced that there will be a new raid of Ny'alotha, which is the sleeping or the dreaming city, is what it was known as. So we're in a place that was created for 2 expansions ago. Do I have my teleports? I might not. Let me fix my headset. Whatever. So, Ny'alotha is the home of N'Zoth. It is the heart of the Black Empire. The Black Empire ruled Azeroth eons ago. Either it's going to complain and say I have to be level 120 or something else. Or it's not going to care because it's not active. Because I haven't PvP'd here in forever. Oh, I can also fly here. Well, that's nice. So I don't think Ashran is even turned on. Well, that's unfortunate. Makes me sad. Because I want a PvP. I actually want a PvP. Go figure that one out. But if I want to just set myself... I think I'm gonna have to open world this shit. Well, we're gonna have to go to Stormwind and turn on war mode. Let's do it. Take myself to Dalaran. And then use the port to Stormwind. So the Ny'alotha raid is supposed to be a 12-person raid. So that's going to be kind of cool. I will, of course, participate once it comes into Raid Finder because I am so... Oh, honor gains from Battleground. Oh man, it's definitely a I must PvP, but it's only in Battlegrounds. I want to PvP with people, but not open world PvP because I'll get my ass kicked. Well, I'll get my ass kicked either way, but you know. It looks like every time I port someplace, it rejoins me to the queue, which kind of bites. But here, now that I'm in Stormwind, I can...
For the Alliance.
turn on war mode. For some reason, Azeroth Autopilot turned itself on. This is the Violet Spellwing, a no longer obtainable mount that was available in Legion. I got it while I was at Gen Con, of all places. Because the generosity of Sparty Smallwood, one of the... Wow, I guess he's an influencer, player influencer, whatever. Okay. Oh, this is the person that you talk to on the Alliance side if you want to turn on or turn off your experience. And I believe it's free. Hey, what you got?
You need something?
I want to join the battle. So you can see my queue for both sets. If you do specific battlegrounds, is like this is what these are, and it'll tell you what the battlegrounds are and how many people you need. And basically what the basic objective is. Seething Shore, I think, is one of the islands. It's also very possible that because of the 8.3 drop, everybody's on PTR right now. Doing data mining and shit. Okay, so what else is going to happen here? Here's something that's actually really interesting. A lot of people hate Titan Forging. And the reason they hate it is because Titan Forging allows a... We saw it last night when I was streaming, is... Titan Forging allows an item that dropped to spontaneously upgrade itself a certain number of levels. The ones that I was doing on my Horde thing were basically, they were going from a green to a blue, or very rarely from a green to a purple. And occasionally it can go from blue to purple as well. And the reason people hate that is, if you're at max level and you're doing that, the item level can basically, it's kind of like rolling a 6, like you're rolling a d6, and if you roll a 6, you get to roll again. If you roll a 6 again, you roll again, and it keeps going and going and going until a certain cap. So people were getting stuff that randomly Titan Forged that was better than dungeon loot or raid loot. It's like, somebody with a fresh 120 gets a piece that drops and it Titan Forges like 20 eye levels, and suddenly they've got a piece of gear that's better than something from a dungeon, or better from Mythic Plus. And people were pissed about it because it didn't seem like I wasn't earning that. I didn't do a dungeon run to earn that piece of gear. It was just a random thing. And some people, like the ones who got those items, kind of liked it because, ooh, it was a really nice upgrade. But the folks who actually put in all the hard work and effort to, you know, get loot from a dungeon was like, why are these people rolling with shit that's better than mine? And I did all the hard work and they didn't. So I understand that. So what they're doing is they are using these old god assaults, the horrific assaults on Titan Forges, because that's what Uldum is. There's a Titan Forge in Uldum. There's a Titan Forge in the Veil of Eternal Blossoms. These Mogu or Titan installations, the Halls of Virgination, if you destroy the Titan Forges, you can't Titan Forge anymore. So they're using these assaults as a story reason to get rid of Titan Forging. So their goal is to make it so that if you're doing a certain kind of content, you're going to get a certain kind of result. Right? So you're not going to have some schmo come fresh off the, banana boat here, who's going to get a lucky RNG, reroll Titan Forge like 20 and have better gear than you. So that's cool. Next up, he talked about allied races. And allied races are very much a hot topic in the WoW community. I wrote a blog about how the Alliance got boned in Legion with the allied races. They got boned a few different, and they also got boned in Battle for Azeroth, and they're getting boned again. Here's why. In Legion, the 2 allied races that the Alliance got, we never heard of until late in the expansion, like halfway through the expansion life cycle. Whereas the Horde races, we knew about as soon as the expansion was announced at BlizzCon a year before launch, because they were core, straight up. You could start helping the High Mountain Tauren the second you stepped off the boat in Legion content. And all you needed to get was Exalted, do a quick quest line, and suddenly you've got High Mountain Moose. And Nightborne was actually the more pissy of the two, because elves should be available to both factions, and I still believe that elves should be open to both factions. This is Regarius, aka the Coffee Bird. You see he's got coffee next to him. Regarius used to be a community manager for World of Warcraft. Good friend of mine. And I am directly responsible for the NPC being in-game. True story. Alright, let's go someplace where we could try to PvP with somebody. Let's cause a fight somewhere. Where should we go? I don't know, actually. I really want the Q stuff pop. I mean, honestly. We've got the battleground thing up, so you'd think there'd be people PvPing, right? Go to Darkshore. See what happens. So the 2 allied races that are coming out with 8.3, one is the Volpera, the fox-like critters that the Horde gets to help, one of the Horde factions.
Proudmoore's finest, at your service. Always loyal.
We're gonna go here. We're gonna be sad. So I'm in a version of this that is still not burned to the ground. So I can still go to Teldrassil. But this character has actually experienced the fall of Teldrassil, so we're gonna go find Zudormi. This is the portal back to Stormwind. We're not gonna go there. So the Volpera are the fox-like critters in Vol'dun, and they are a faction that only Horde can help. Whereas the Nightborn were so intertwined in the story of Legion that it was really a slap in the face of Alliance players to have them suddenly jump to the Horde. It's like, I worked my fingers to the bone, because you have to get exalted with the Nightborn if you want to get your class hall transmog. So if you play Primary Alliance and you're playing like a priest or whatever, you can't get your Mog. What is that? I am sure. Oh, I have mining on this character. Where is Zadormi? I think she's up here someplace. Yep, there she is. If you notice, these are normal Darkshore critters, and Darkshore will scale to level 60 for everybody who's not at level cap. For anybody above 60, they cap at 60. So the Horde, or the Horde get Volpera, a race they had worked with the entire BFA expansion. So that seems pretty natural. And then the Mechagnomes are going to be the new Alliance race. Now, the Mechagnomes are basically like Cybermen. I mean, that was the whole... As I was going through the story of the Rustbolt Resistance and everything, it's like one group of Cybermen were fighting the other group of Cybermen, and King Mechagon wanted to make everybody into Mechagnomes, or into mechanical creatures, just like the Cybermen do in Doctor Who. But this apparently plays out differently than how the Nightborn went to the Horde. For one thing, the only thing doing content with the Mechagnomes is required. The only thing the Horde have to do with the Mechagnomes is to get to revered with them so they can unlock flying. That's it. They don't have to do anything else if they don't want to. And from my understanding, there isn't a, oh hey, we're throwing the Horde players under, we're going to join the Alliance. But it makes more sense for the Mechagnomes to go to the Alliance than it made sense for the Nightborn to go to the Horde. The main reason is you have to do less as Horde. It's not required except to get revered for flying. And the Gnomes are a race that is exclusively Alliance before, right? Elves are already on both factions. So you have your Night Elves on the Alliance, you've got your Blood Elves on the Horde. So Nightborn could have gone either way. I honestly think they should have made them like the pandas and let the player decide which faction to go to. So with the Mechagnomes, there's already well, they're gnomes, so of course they're going to go to the Alliance. Duh. So there's going to be some Horde players going to be saying, well, this is just like the Nightborn. It's not just like the Nightborn. Only on the face of it's like, oh, hey, this is going to the Alliance after both factions got to help. But this race was already part of the Alliance, right? So very different. So again, Horde get the cute race, and as Ian Hazzikostas said, alpaca not included, which I freaking love that comment, because the one thing about the Volpera that most people remember was a beautiful Volpera lady named Mira who sang a beautiful song about how Dolly and Dot were her best friends. Now, Mira was voiced by my dear, dear friend Diva Gregory, wife of Blizzard cinematic director Taryn Gregory, but Diva herself is amazing. She's so sweet, such a positive force of nature, and she will kick your ass in PvP. And the worst thing about getting your ass kicked by her in PvP is that she's so cute when she does it. She's like, ooh, I'm gonna get you! And she's got this little cute little girl's voice, and she's talking smack while she's PvPing. And I have seen this, because I've heard her, when Taryn is streaming and she's on Discord with her and their guild and they're doing stuff, you can hear her talking about the stuff, the people she's fighting. So apparently, Taryn tells this beautiful story about when they were first getting together, and he was trying to talk her into playing WoW. He got her to play WoW simply because you can be a kitty as a night elf druid. So, and they used the PvP together. And she didn't understand the system of what you do in PvP. So she was just going in there kicking ass and taking names. And he comes back and was saying, was trying to, you know, talk to her about something else. And come to find out she had maxed out her honor. He's like, how much PvP were you doing? And she just maxed out honor. No big deal, you know? So there's that. In the meantime, you can also, we're about a little more than halfway through the highlights of the announcements. The other thing they mentioned, the 2 races that just got a facial overhaul. The Goblins and the Worgen. In the last update, they are going to be getting Heritage Armor quests in 8.3. But thing is, you have to level them to 110 without boosting in order to engage in their Heritage Armor quest. And yes, Worgen get top hats. Fuck yeah. Ever since I first played a Worgen, in an early quest you get somebody's top hat, and I wanted to keep that top hat as a transmog, and they wouldn't let us have it. It's like, you fuckers. So no top hats. But now, the Heritage Armor, which for Worgen looks really badass, you have a top hat. You're basically a werewolf wearing a top hat and a nice, fancy, elegant suit. And Goblins got some ramshackle armor with a pocket rocket. A shoulder rocket. It looks like the rocket, the Wowhead logo rocket, basically. I don't know if it's functional, but there's other explosives scattered about their bodies, because, you know, goblins and explosives. The other big thing that Ian mentioned was an auction house overhaul. They are going to get rid of all the single stacks that nobody likes, as he said, and he's right about that. They're going to do some performance improvements so that when you look for stuff, it's going to load a lot more quickly. He also mentioned and showed off a separate UI for like crafting mats, things that can stack, like crafting mats, potions, whatever, things like that can stack. What you will do is it'll be like a commodities exchange where you say, I have X number of Y item to sell. And then people will pay for XYZ number of them. And you're not picking a specific seller. It's going to take out it's going to ruin a bit of the undercutting. It's going to work a lot like the WildStar commodities exchange. Where you see the thing that you're looking for. Like, let's say you want to buy a 25 copper. So you'll put an order in for 25 copper. And then it will sell you 25 copper out of whoever's got copper available. You don't get to necessarily pick the price you're putting on there. So it's kind of cool. You'll also be able to favorite certain items to kind of make yourself a shopping list, and you can see how many of certain items are available. So that's cool. And since we're in Darkshore, he did say that there's going to be a new heroic Darkshore. We're about to go to the not heroic Darkshore. Let's see what happens. There will be a new PvP season 4. And then there will be a new Mythic Plus affix. It's called Corrupted. And what will happen is, if it is on, it will pull you into, in certain places, it'll pull you into an alternate version of the dungeon you're doing. And with a powerful lieutenant. The thing is, if you ignore that lieutenant, and then you go to fight the final boss, he's going to show up as well. So you might want to kick his ass when you have the opportunity. And finally he said, and it is live now on PTR. I'm not going to PTR because I want to PvP and actually do something on this character. So we're going to go pop over.
Light bless you.
We are now in the post Sylvanas burned our goddamn tree down. So these mobs, as you can see, level 121. this is gonna go well. These are level 120 mobs. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. So, I shouldn't be here as a level 110. That's what we're learning today here, kids. Let's not do that. Araba Lurkin. No, we don't want to use... I forget, you don't want to use the spirit healer. Since I'm a night elf, I'm a wisp. Okay, so that was not the smartest idea I ever had. But what I really want to do is to find some horde. And kick some horde ass. And I'm still in queue for Battlegrounds. Whoa, hi. Where is my corpse? Just across the river. Oh, I could have gone around. Or just gone across the river. But hey, I got to take that chest, which is kind of cool. We're gonna go to Zadormi. As now, talk
Light
to her.
be with you. Safe travels.
Alright, we're back in regular Dark Shore. Gonna turn my fortitude back on. And we're gonna port to the Golden Lantern. Oh, hey, I can show you what the Veil of Eternal Blossoms looks like now. I might actually switch over to PTR. Yeah, Towley is showing the allied races. Looks like Towley's all over it. But let's go outside. I'm going to show you what it looks like on the outside. So this is what the wrecked Veil of Eternal Blossoms look like. This is what happened when Garrosh and the Shah came here and kicked some serious ass. And these two statues out here, when they were whole, were the login screen for Mists of Pandaria. So this will be restored. And then when there's actually a horrific assault, then it will be under assault mode, and you'll see Black Empire stuff all over the place. I almost said Black Temple. So we're still in queue for PvP, which kind of pisses me off. But the thing is, I have to be on this character to do what I need to do. Kind of annoying. Kind of annoying. Meantime, let's go look at some stuff. I need to actually go look for one of my tweets from a while ago and retweet it. Because I am still raising money to try to get my ass to BlizzCon. It's in 25 days. Later this evening, Professor Corey Olson will be doing his State of the University address. For Signum University, so that's gonna be kind of cool. Let me retweet this with a comment. add a picture. Where is... Where's my commission slate? I had it! Did I move it? Hi, cat. Hello, boy. Shush you. Must have moved it. Okay, that is actually weird. I'm outside a panda place, and it's playing a song that I know is in the Mists of Pandaria soundtrack, but it's actually the Kultiras theme. I'm very confused. Okay, so is it here? In fact, this, the fact that this song was on the Mists soundtrack when it came time for them to announce Battle for Azeroth and we knew that we were getting Kultirans back, I'm like, Derek Duke, oh my god! You better use this damn song! And they did. It's not the main Kultiran theme, but it is, you can hear it in Borealis, particularly around Proudmoore Keep. And I'm still looking for this freaking piece of documentation. Wow, I can't even find it. This is annoying. Now I'm vexed. I'm vexed! I need to find that file. Meanwhile, I tell my thing to search the entire database. Okay, so, where are we going next, kids? Well, I have to actually fly to Battleground. That would kind of bite. Well, let's go do that. We're gonna get our butts back to Stormwind. They used to be able to teleport like pretty much everywhere in pre-Pandaria places. But yeah, they took that out. Now this is the place you port everywhere to. So we can go to Borealis, we can go to Stormshield and Ashran, we can go to Azuna. go back to Jade Forest. You can go to Dalaran and Crystal Song. This is like Northrend Dalaran. The Exodar. Caverns of Time, which is very nice to have a portal directly to the Caverns of Time, god damn it. Or you can go to Shattrath. So you can pretty much go wherever you need to go. What I need, though, is a portal to Ironforge. But since we don't have a portal to Ironforge... And one of the things is, if you flag for PvP in your capital city, you will not be sharing a shard with... Well, you kind of will. Like, you're not going to see a lot of other players. So we want to go who aren't also flagged for PvP. Let's see if I can go to, for example, Arathi Basin. Because you can actually enter Battlegrounds through a portal. Just like instead of using, you know, the group finder to raid or whatever, you can do the same thing for... actually, I'm going to turn off my add-ons. Or at least that one. Azeroth Autopilot. Oh no, I turned that one off. Reload UI. Because it's annoying me right now. Aha, where is this? This is what I was looking for. Open file location. Oh, it's in completed projects. Duh. Ay, 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 ay. By the way, you want to see what my commission slate is? It's really cool. And source. Media file. Put these up here. My current badge slate. Wish you could kind of make them so they were, you know, let's actually make this a little bit smaller, because it is kind of big. Let me know if you can read that. We'll leave that there for now. So you can get a Horde badge, an Alliance badge, one of 2 Naga-themed badges, Old God, and a Gnomish badge. I had a lot of fun making them, and I kind of wish I had commissions, or more commissions. Actually, commissions at all. To be able to go ahead and make some of these, because these are fun designs, and I think people would enjoy them. So of course your character goes in the middle. With a Gnomish one, your character will cover up the gears to some extent, but will go behind the faceplate, so your character will, you know, the nameplate will be in front of your character. Kind of like over here. You can't see my hand. I think maybe the only way I'm going to be able to PvP on this character, if I don't find any action in by going directly into a battleground, is I'll probably wind up having meh. I'm actually not really happy about this. Not happy about this. Look, It's the entrance to Nomergon, the capital of the gnomes. Of course, Ironforge, the home of the dwarves. Some people would have problems reading that. Is it too small, Bookworm, or is it too, like, it's, because it looks pretty digitized to me. Like, pixelated a bit. Too scrunched. Okay, let me fix that a little bit. But while I'm flying around, it doesn't act... Is that better? Because while I'm flying around, it doesn't actually matter that it's coming up on my screen. And quite frankly, a lot of people stream that way with all kinds of crap on... And I personally don't like it. Well, I've never been to Menethil Bay before in this character? Bullshit. Bull freaking shit. I've flown here before. It lies. The game is lying to me. Much better. Okay. So, 8.3. Let me go run over those details again real quick. There will be horrific assaults, which will be basically like the old Legion assaults, but with monsters from the Black Empire. The two main assaults that they mentioned will be Uldum, which is... Uldum is over here. Down here is Uldum. And the other one they mentioned was in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. We were just there. Here in Pandaria. And I'm sure there will be others. But the cool thing I thought was that they're going to be bringing back the pristine Vale of Eternal Blossoms, which is one of the most gorgeous zones in the entire game. So I'm glad they're bringing the pristine version back for when the assault is not up. Once you can do a certain amount of content with those assaults, you can then earn what's called Horrific Visions, which are nightmare, Black Empire influenced versions, corrupted versions of Stormwind and Orgrimmar. You fight through them over and over and over again, and as you fight through them, you keep progressing further until you finally beat them, powering up your character, building up defenses against the loss of your sanity. You also get to work with Raytheon the Black Prince to build a new legendary cloak that looked pretty awesome. A new raid in the form of Nyalotha, the Sleeping or Dreaming City. New levels of the Heart of Azeroth, which I don't think this character actually has. No, she hasn't got it yet. Getting rid of Titan Forging. So RNG won't help you get better gear than a raider. And he thought loot boxes in Lotra were shitty sometimes. New allied races. The fox-like Volpera are going to the Horde, and the Mecha Gnomes are going to the Alliance. Goblins and Worgen will get heritage armor. Huge overhaul. From the ground up overhaul of the auction house. That's going to be cool. Kind of like a Wildstar-like commodities exchange for anything that can stack. So I really like that. I really enjoyed that in Wildstar. So I like that they're bringing that to WoW. You can do a favorites and a shopping list, see how much is available. New Heroic Darkshore, new PvP season, new interesting Mythic Plus affix. And it's live on PTR today. Can I go in here? I cannot go in here. Why not? I want to go in and play in Arathi Basin.
Guard will be restored.
Can I go? God damn it.
The League of Arathor will prevail.
I want a PvP. You know what I'm gonna have to do, right? You know what I'm gonna have to do. Because honestly, I've been in queue for an hour. You should not wait an hour to PvP. Is either I'm going to have to switch over to my main, which is level capped, and PvP on her. Or something else. I don't want to PvP on her. Bad timing. Well, I think it probably, Bookworm, is because PTR just went live with the new content. People are probably over there checking it out. However, I want to do something. Do something fun. PTR Public Test Realm, it's like Bull Roar, but for WoW. My level cap character could play and see what some of the new content is, but I kind of don't want spoilers. Any idea when it's going to drop? Not a clue. Typically, from past experience, we'll probably get it Tuesday or Wednesday. I know Cordovan's out of the office today. Because he spent the weekend in Georgia with his kid, because it's Jeffrey's birthday tomorrow. So, he went down to go camping, and he saw an alligator, a real-life alligator, in the wild. So, there's pictures. But I would be... Again, this is my supposition, because we were told that Bull Roar was supposed to be up this month. Tiber said it last month, and it'll be up next month. Next month being the following Tuesday, right? Yeah, I mean, that was really the heavy hint. But I always want to be very careful, as this is what they said. It doesn't necessarily mean what's going to happen. And it's also very possible that they were planning on it for last week, but something happened and they didn't release it. On the other hand, they could have told us that, if that was indeed the case. I think one of my constant complaints is, honestly, and I feel this as much as the community does. It's worse for me because I try to get them to say stuff, to at least let people know what's going on. It's like, for example, when they did the pre-sale launch for Minas Morgul, Cord was over on the DDO, doing the DDO stream show. What should have happened are two things. One is either he should have delayed or canceled the DDO show. Like maybe make it an hour late. If you're going to do your launch at noon, delay the stream. And then, take care of business for the launch, because the launch for this is big deal for the other game. This is money coming in. You want to focus on it. Also, at that same time, what they should have announced was the dev stream that following Friday. Because, A, the players love having devs on the show. Especially Maid of Lions and Tiber, and to a lesser extent Red Panda, because he's the marketing guy. It's all about the money. But Red Panda is also a really awesome dude. So I think we had a lot less viewers on that show than we normally do get for pre-announced dev shows. And I knew it was going to happen the night before, because typically Thursday nights or the Thursday afternoons is when Cord and I discuss what we're going to do for the Friday show. Which literally, I was like, hey, Jerry, what are we doing tomorrow? I was like, oh, we're going to do this. And then he told me, oh, we're going to do a dev show tomorrow. Nice of you to let me know in advance. But I think there was some missed opportunities there. Nothing I can do about it. The later we see the first Bull Roar, the more likely we'll have Minas Morgul pushed back. Well, I would say be prepared for it being pushed back. And the only reason I said that is because Mordor got pushed back 3 days as well because of last minute stuff. It was supposed to launch on July 31st and it launched on what, August 3rd or something? Ponton. How you doing, Ponton? We're waiting for the PvP queue to pop, see? I'm actually kind of wondering, do I have to turn my XP back on to PvP? That's gonna suck. Yeah, Ninja, and that's really the thing is, something like that you should be hyping the hell out of because you want people to buy it, right? You don't want to just rely on your core audience. And honestly, there are so many things that could have been done better about it, but it was down to, oh, it's the DDO stream time. Delay the fucking stream. The stream is not important. For one time, you can delay a stream. Even a half an hour would have been fine. It's not like he had one of his stream team on. Well, technically they do have a streamer on after them, but that streamer is always on his personal channel. And he streams for like hours on end. So, they literally could have delayed DDO stream for half an hour while Jerry took care of business on Lotro's side. And no, I don't know why if you do, you know, lotro.com/MinusMorgul that the URL resolves to Minus Ithil. I don't know. Somebody did something wrong. But anyway, there's so much that could have been done better with that. And I would be surprised if their sales didn't get impacted in some fact. Because you want to have people buy your shit. You don't want to just drop a post and not talk about it until 3 days later. You want to be out there. You want to be in front of your people saying, hey, this is coming up. This is really cool. This is why you should want this. And I know there's people who aren't going to buy until they actually see how it plays out. And I know there's people who aren't going to buy at all. It is what it is. And honestly, if they're releasing on the 29th, that gives us, what, 1, 2, 3 weeks of Bull Roar max? And that's not enough time to fix anything. And this is a full expansion. And as far as we know, the only new system is the new Valar. And that's not a system. That's just an upgraded thing. And we still don't know if those Valars will include Hunter and Hunter ports and Warden musters. And I think they should. There's so much stuff they have to test. And and there's no way on God's green earth that you can tell me that having folks on Palantir testing stuff is going to be good enough. Palantir is where you test concepts, where you test, is this system going to work or not? Bull Roar is where you've got a solidly ready to go product and you just want to give people a preview and, you know, let them test minor stuff where your concept is already locked in place. And I'm okay with Palantir being a NDA covered thing, even though some shitheads still like to leak stuff, and I've been avoiding the leaks like crazy because I don't want spoilers. Here's the King of Stormwind. I got to meet his voice actor at Dragon Con. Cool dude. Which is really bizarre that Dragon Con didn't actually have him in as the voice of Anduin. He's the voice of Shiro in the new Voltron. So they had him in doing that. So let's see what happens.
Hey there.
And I hate to do this, but I'm gonna turn... Oh, you have to pay 10 gold? Well, sure.
For the Alliance.
So it kicked me out of my queues. And we're going to rejoin We're gonna do random battlegrounds and random epic battlegrounds. I probably wasted a lot of time. I really don't want to gain XP on this character. We're gonna see what happens. I have a lot of XP to go before I level up. You're expecting Minas Morgul to be pushed all the way to late November? I would not expect it to go back that far just because of consumer confidence. I personally would expect it to be... It might get pushed back a week. I wouldn't expect it to go further than that. Because even though they gave themselves an out with the... Your items may get delivered no later than the end of November. They don't want it out there too close to the holidays. People are always going to have confidence issues anyway. And there's a reason for that. There's a few reasons for that. And I have been doing my best as I can to try to bridge the gap between the community and the team. But there's only so much you can do. Yeah, see, everything is feeling rushed because we should have been testing Minas Morgul a month ago, quite frankly. I mean, it was nice how well polished the stout axes were before they got released. Now, if the rest of Minas Morgul is to that kind of quality already, fine. But I would be surprised if it was. Because, again, we were all surprised at how good the stout axes were up front. With one, they didn't even really need a Bull Roar preview, but they got one. Let's see how long this queue goes. Oh, see, the average wait time is 10 minutes. I really need to fix these. I need more lights in this room, I guess. Or more lights on me. Yeah, the leveling gifts in the LI thing. Well, LIs... The problem with LIs is LIs need to be ripped out from level 50 and redone as imbued at level 50 and go from there. That's really what they need to do. But there's two main problems with completely changing that system. And the big one is the community aspect to it. Is because you can pay real money into that system to level up your LI. The time isn't as relevant as the money of the matter. Is there are apparently enough people who threw real money into their LIs that if they don't redo the system correctly, all those people were going to lose their fucking minds. And they are going to yell at Standing Stone, and they're going to take any future purchasing away from... They can actually hurt Standing Stone by refusing to spend money on the game again. These, not just whales who, throw money at the game for whatever, but these are folks who are toward their end game folks, and they have invested enough into this system that if Standing Stone doesn't do this right, Standing Stone is going to see a real consequence to it. Because it's one thing to waste your players' time. We do it all the time. I mean, hello, look at all the quests we have to run halfway across the world and go back to Elrond for, right? Rather than auto-complete and then move on to the next quest in the area. But when you start wasting a player's money, that's when shit gets serious. That's when you have to be super careful. So they have to figure out the technology to force it so that if somebody spent a certain amount into their LI, like they've got a maxed out LI, that they need to ensure that that player doesn't lose anything in an LI 3.0 system. Because they'll know how many folks threw money and how many folks did the grind. Because honestly, unless you're Big Ed Mustafa, you're not going to do the grind. The system doesn't trick you into spending money, but it certainly encourages you into spending money. The grind is the grind, and the sad reality is people are willing to pay for convenience. People don't have time to grind and grind and grind. They've got lives, they've got jobs, they've got kids, they've got whatever. So we're not teenagers anymore, unless you're Ethelod, spending 12, 15 hours a day playing video games. So those of us who are adults with jobs, which, you know, I don't start my new job until next Monday, not have to go back to Minas Tirith at level 120. Yeah. I was in Minas Tirith on a level 120 yesterday. Well, okay, it was on Sunday. No, Saturday. For 14 hours and 41 minutes. But it was fun because it's Professor Corey, whom I'm about to text actually because I forgot to text him. Professor Corey started at Volume 4. Holy shit! We've got a battleground. What? No, he didn't read any of the plaques. We wouldn't let him. He did the epic story. Alright, let's tag everybody. Yeah. Well, so there we go. While we wait for this to finish up, I'm gonna go text Corey real quick and let him know. So I linked Maid of Lions to the thing. I don't want to text Jerry. He's probably flying. That's not how you spell Saturday, apparently. All right. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Get ourselves a health stone. Steak and taters. We'll have some steak and taters. You're off for home? So yeah, he did all of, well, he started at like chapter 3. So he had started the Minas Tirith thing last time around, but he hadn't actually finished it. So he had never seen the big twist in Minas Tirith. And we followed him through that to go to the Wozas and to the, he did the ride to the Rohirrim. I'm gonna follow these people because I don't know what we're doing. Look at this.
I need a target. I
Don't attack the healer. Healer's good. Don't attack the healer. Where are my peeps? Where are my peeps? They're over there. Get in range!
I'm out of range.
There's everybody.
It is too far away. It's still recharging.
I got killed by the horde. That's fine. I think everybody's fighting over the flag there because we had brought the. All right, we're gonna go up here. Ow.
It's not ready.
Heal bot for the win. There's a lot of horde up in there.
Well met!
Oh my god! Raid from the official Locho channel! Hi, I'm not playing Locho though. Sorry. Doing some PvP and WoW. We were talking about Locho though. And actually, you should not host me on the official Locho channel. Because I'm not playing Locho. So turn that bad boy off. Who was streaming on the official? Shinson? Hello. You can do that on your personal channel, but just please don't do that on the official Locho channel. Woo! I've been awarded 3 honors. Man, stun locks suck.
I need to get closer.
Well, hi. Elda will be on the official Lojo channel at 7:30 or 8. So she should be on. But yeah, official should never host anybody that isn't streaming Lotro. And generally, if you're gonna host somebody, it's gotta be, you gotta actually hang out with them and make sure they keep it clean. No swearing. Well, no saying really bad cuss words, like the occasional hell and damn isn't that big of a deal. But yeah, it's basically, yeah, Standing Stone wants people hosted on their channel who's actually playing their game. So I just got a text from Professor Corey, who was appreciating. Oh, that's somebody's totem. Everybody's fighting over here. Bunch of hordes. Hi. We're going this way. Well, hey, it's Kassen, so we're just gonna kick his butt a bit. Oh, he's a paladin.
Target.
There we go. Dead paladin. Can I hug him? I'll take your insignia though. No worries. Have a good one, Shitson. We'll see you next Monday on the official Lojo channel. You didn't host, you just raid. Well, it does the same thing. A raid will actually cause the channel to host. So, I was being hosted on Lojo playing WoW. So, no worries. No worries. It's all good. Alright. Let's learn how to not do this.
I'm out of range. Woo! I earned something. What'd I get? What'd I get?
Kill 5 orcs in a single battle. Nice! That wasn't an orc. Where was she? Whoa! Whoops, didn't mean to do that. I fell in front of a bunch of hordes. Can I stun her? No, but I got stunned. Keep my guy healed. Hi. Your pet needs to die. Ah, fucking Death Knights. Middle Earth Maiden, how you doing? Oh, pork chops. I want pork chops. Aussie Worgen, what are you up to? You causing trouble? I didn't want that button. Stop it, go away. Ow. Alliance wins! Well, I wasn't the worst at it, so there's that. Wasn't the worst at it. What are those pretty badges about? These are BlizzCon badges. You can put your character in one. Let's go to Dalaran. I'm gonna show you something cool. Let me see if I can actually find one that I had made of my character from last year. And these are new designs that I made for this year. Complete the projects, blah, 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 blah. That's not what I'm looking for. This is the badge that I made for myself last year. So it's my character wearing some armor set that she actually owns, but colored in my colors, and wielding the Ashbringer on a background that I created from scratch. And what you do is you see this little hole up here is you cut a little hole in it and you put it on the lanyard and you wear it around the convention and people recognize your character and your character's name. They're like, oh, you're so-and-so. So this is my Alliance main. So let me get rid of that. Remove. So these are the badge frames that I made for this year. This is the Horde one. This is the Alliance one. Catriona actually gave me a really good idea about that one. And these are my 2 Naga-themed ones, and then a Gnomish one. So, that's that. Let me actually switch my spec real quick. I'm going to go full-on Holy, because we're going to go check something here real quick. Yeah, switching spec in WoW is like switching to trait trees in Lotro. It's pretty much the same thing. You've got... As a priest, you get Shadow Priest, which is basically primarily DPS with self-healing. Then you've got Discipline Priest, which is kind of like your being in Melody stance as a minstrel. And then you've got your Holy, which is full-on Blue Line Mini in Resonance stance. So this is your artifact. You used to have to spend time leveling it up. I don't know who's calling me, but I don't care. Back in the day in Legion, you spent time and resources into these and it would level up the abilities of your weapon. And then eventually they took all this out. However, you get these appearances that you can earn with this weapon. This is the basic version of the Holy... Gosh darn it, I hate when I do that. Let's do this again. Because I want people to actually see this as best as they can. And then as you complete certain things, which you can't see because I've got this thing in the way. Hang on. Boop. Okay. So you've got these, this is the base of the weapon. And then as you go through these, do these certain pieces of content, in Legion, you'll unlock different skits. And then, as you complete your Class Hall campaign, you unlock an upgraded skin for this, and then as you do other content, you earn different tints of that upgraded design. And there is a group content one, which is actually really hard to get because this balance of power achievement is not account-wide. And you can't use, for the most part, you can't use any subsequent design in a row unless you unlock the first one. There's actually only one that I know of that's not the case. But I could be wrong about that. But for the most part, if you don't unlock the first one in the row, you can't have the rest. Even if you complete the achievement. Like, my paladin has completed Unleashed Monstrosities, but has not completed Balance of Power, so I can't use this slot on my paladin's weapon. And they're just different colors of the same on each row. This is the PvP one. You gotta get to honor level 10, then 50, and then 80 to get these. If you see these and they're marked off, these are the Mage Tower challenges. They were solo challenges that could only be completed up to a certain point before the launch of Battle for Azeroth. And if you didn't get them done before then, you see this as a notice of your shame. There's also a hidden tint that you can get for your artifact, that there are certain ways to unlock the first slot, and this is what the Holy Priest one looks like. And there are a different range of things that you can do to unlock these other options here. And the one I'm doing is this one, and it's gonna earn me this variation of the weapon. And you have to kill 1,000 enemy players in PvP to get it. As you can see, we had none before, and now we have 23 players killed just by doing that one thing. The downside of that is my character also earned half of level into the next level. And the thing is, I wanted to keep her in current content to complete certain bits of story, but it doesn't look like I need to. You know, I might actually leave her leveling normally. Because the reason, why was I keeping her level locked? Oh, that's right. I wanted to farm transmogs with her. So, because if I let her hit level 111, if she levels up again, I won't be able to use LFR or Group Finder to use the Legion stuff, and I have some Legion transmog sets I want to get. So I need to run LFR with her before I run PvP with her. So I'm going to leave myself a note actually, because I have a to-do list for my characters, and I want to leave myself a note saying don't do that. Let's see. Okay, so I have to go back to Stormwind to turn off leveling. So we've just seen what PvP can do. I'm actually going to hop out of the PvP queue. And I want to turn war mode off. See, right now, war mode is a thing that allows you to get more XP for leveling. Here, let me put that tooltip up again. So, when you're in war mode and activate World PvP, increase quest rewards and experience by 20% in enabling PvP talents in the outdoor world. So, it doesn't help you in Battlegrounds. But it does help you if you go out in open world PvP. Your character levels up 20% faster. Okay. Save that note on my spreadsheet of doom. So that was PvP in WoW. Yeah, basically, it's kind of like you get your con badge, right? But you don't know somebody's real name. You don't know who they are. But if you see a character who looks like somebody you run with in your guild all the time... And actually, let me put myself back into Discipline. I like Disc Priest a lot more than Holy. There we go. And then again, I get to... Oh, I have no mana. Recast my Power World. Ah, I didn't want a screen cap. I wanted to tab. Tab target people. I'm gonna turn our XP back off. We're gonna queue for some dungeons and some raids. Was? Middle Earth Maiden threw $10 in a tip jar. Thank you very, very kindly for that. Every little bit is gonna help make my BlizzCon dream happen, because we're cutting it close on this one. Hi, Kitty Mystery. Hello, little Mystery Kitty. Mystery likes to sleep next to my head at night. Literally up here around here. No fighting. No tussling. While I'm streaming. So this guy, is you pay 10 gold, he can turn on and turn off XP. That's all you have to do. Pay 10 gold, turn on. Pay 10 gold, turn it off. So that's kind of fun. So I get this little thing, and now this means that I won't be able to queue for PvP while we're doing this. I still love this. This is still my favorite NPC. Well, one of my favorite NPCs in the game. I sit with the coffee bird. So, Regarius the Hippogriff, aka the coffee bird, is, or was, one of the community managers for World of Warcraft. He used to run part of their social media. He moved on to other companies. I think he's working at Bethesda now, or Ubisoft, or someplace. I think it's... He moved to North Carolina with his boyfriend. But Regarius is famous for being a foodie. He loves food and talking about it and sharing how much that he apparently has a hollow leg because he can eat more than God. And he's a skinny dude. And yes, he does have a cup of coffee right there. You can't see it because my overlay is covering it, but well, you can kind of see it. There is actually a coffee item there. And Regardless is put into the game in 6.2 2 expansions ago because I nagged Jonathan LeCraft to put him in the game. True story. Bing. So, if you're interested in the... Now, here's the thing, my Lotro people, is I am willing to consider doing Lotro badges of your characters. And remember, these would be digital only because I can't hand deliver them to you at convention at the con. Let me turn that back on. So, imagine this, digital only, $40. And I haven't actually made a Lotro style frame, but it's kind of like, you know, the skins that a lot of people have in Lotro over their things down here and over their character portraits up there. So consider it kind of like that, but I could come up with some I think I could actually come up with some pretty cool character frames. I could do a Hobbit one. There will be pie. I could do a Gondorian one with the white tree. Maybe have like a little symbol in the corner. Like a little symbol in the corner. Kind of like the treasure chest here. Like the symbol... Well, it's actually kind of like up here in the upper right hand corner. So you'd have like a little symbol here in the corner telling you where things are, you know, like what group you're representing or whatever. Like there'd be a white tree, there could be a horse for Rohan on a green background, maybe a white tree on a black background. The Hobbit one would definitely be a pie on a blue background. Dwarf would be maybe like a hammer. Or an axe. Actually, axe would make a lot more sense. Elves, I could do like a Rivendell one. I can do a Lorien one with a lot of filigree. And like the actual frame itself could be designed to mesh with whatever's there in the corner. So it's kind of like the Horde and Alliance ones up here. So the Horde is more rough. It's got a lot of fur involved. There's wood. There's just random bits of cloth. It's very 80s in that regard. You know, like how people would just tie a bandana or cloth around their leg and have the ends trail down. 80s rockers. And horns. And then you have like axes and spears and what more crude weapons, where the Alliance was more formal, more... No, it's like this right here. And then we've got our gnomes with gears and stuff. So we couldn't really do I mean, you could do gears or something on a dwarven one. But I think something more... a bit more Celtic and stylized. Maybe a little bit of knotwork. And then elves would definitely be filigree. And I think hobbits would definitely have to have a round shape for the round doors. And like flowers or something around it. Now I'm getting ideas. Yeah, and what you could do is once you have what I would give you, and this is what I do for these BlizzCon badge commissions, is you get the piece of art. Not only do you get the ping file, like this is a ping file, but you'd also get the original Photoshop file. And the only request I would make is don't take off the watermark. Because the watermarker signature is mine, right? So in the sheet here, my watermark is across the image, so it makes it really hard for somebody to steal it. But in an actual finished version of the art, the signature will be on the art, but it will be like off on the side here somewhere. It'll be someplace, so it's embedded in the design, but fairly unobtrusive, but still hard to remove, because I don't want people stealing my shit. I mean, it's happened before. People have stolen my unwatermarked art before. And the folks who did it were, I don't know what their ages were, but they were running a Harry Potter forum. Like an actual forum, like the Lotro forums kind of thing. And they hot linked my image. They didn't, like, copy my art, download it, and then use their local copy of the art. They hot linked it right off my site. You know what I did with that? I changed the file name. Suddenly the link is broken. And then I put up a new piece of art with the original file name that was basically this. And a notice underneath. It's just a simple giving somebody the finger and a note saying don't steal people's art. And then I went on the forum, registered for their forums, and yelled at them. Because here's the thing is, they apparently had sent me a request to use my art a couple of months previous to when I discovered it. And I found it in my junk folder. But because they didn't get an answer, they chose to use it anyway without permission, so I gave them both barrels. You know me. I'm an asshole. I can definitely be an asshole, and I was. So, yeah. So I can be a bit of an ass. And it was fun. And that forum didn't last for too long. Okay, so what are we going to do? We were going to queue. Let's go see what I can queue for in terms of... now, I can... Because you can see, I can't do the Battle for Azeroth ones because I don't have my Heart of Azeroth, and I'm not going to get it until I'm done with all of these. So these I was doing for quest purposes. Let me look at my spreadsheet of Doom and look at my transmogs. Because there's some transmog sets that I have to go in and do certain content in Legion. And I can do all of the raids. See, part of the thing about Legion is your eye level has to be a certain amount before you can open this content up. So I can do any of these. So, but you can only queue for 5 raids at the same time. So let me take a look here. Hellfire Citadel is Warlords content. Okay, so that one I'm going to have to run normally. Repeat Nighthold. Vestments of the Purifier. I either have to do Nighthold on LFR or normal. Well, normal's not going to happen until Tomb of Sargeras on LFR. So let's... Nighthold is where all the really cool elven stuff comes from. Now, one of the cool things you can do is you can look at your sets. And you can see like all the class sets from like day one. This is the Molten Core set. This is what's available on Classic. Let me get the thing off the screen again because you can't see it. Durr. I really need to just... Exclamation point commission if you want to go look at this sheet. I need to put the actual tip sheet someplace better. Anyway. So this is the tier 2 set from Blackwing Lair. Tier 3. This is Trial of Style. There's only 3 versions of this, of the Trial of Style. There's like a light. Actually, no, there's 4 sets. There's a light, like a cloth set, a leather set, a mail set, and a plate set for this. I actually kind of like that. That looks kind of badass, right? PvP sets are also visible here. And a lot of them you can see they're kind of reskins. I mean, the shoulders are totally reskins. I do have this set. As you can see, I've got 5 of 7 pieces, but I actually have the entire set. Because one of the things these do is they don't show you... Because there's a lot of items in the game that you can acquire that... Hi, kitty. A lot of items that you can acquire that are lookalikes of the actual raid set. Like, these are specific Hood of the Avatar, Wings of the Avatar, but there are items in the game that you can get. And you can it'll even show you what items will generate that. You can see what other items will create that look. So this is actually one of my favorite sets. This character used to wear this all the time. This yeah, I love this set. This is badass. Love it. This is the other set that I like to wear a lot. It's from the Black Temple from Burning Crusade. Basically a recolored version of that. Sunwell Plateau, it's okay. It's not, but I do have the entire set apparently. And here's a recolor of the same set. I actually kind of really like this one. Now, one of the things you can see in this UI that once you get to like here, the Naxxramas, is there's a drop-down box for some armor sets that will show you the recolors. Like, if you do 10-player Naxxramas, the pieces you get will get you this. If you do the 25-player, you get this. And some of the PvP stuff does the same thing. I actually really like this set. It's 10 player, and it's the 25 player. And generally, the bigger group content, the harder content will have better armor sets for you to buy. And I have most of these. I like this, actually. Trial of the Crusader. Nice. I have most of that set. Not a fan. Also not a fan of this. So this one has 25 player normal. 10 player normal, 25 player normal, and then 25 player heroic. This is the one I really want out of the entire set. And the way Ice Crown worked is that you could buy all of the pieces for 10 player for gold, right? And then what you can do is you take those pieces and trade them with tokens you get by doing 25 player normal and trade up your way to these pieces. And then you can take your 25 player normal pieces and then go run 25 player heroic and trade in with so take your piece from 25 normal and get a token in 25 heroic and trade them in and get these pieces. Some of the presets are really nice, and some of them make me go, what? I don't like that preset me. This totally looks like a nightmare out of the Arabian Nights, I'm just saying. And a lot of the stuff, Bastion of Twilight was a raid in Cataclysm, so there was a lot of discussion of old gods, a bit, you got to meet some very Arabian Nights sort of characters, like Spirits of Air, you get to meet Djinn. There's a lot of definitely Middle Eastern influences on some of the stuff there. Hi, kitty. Wow. That one's actually kind of badass. I like it. And they do a lot of floaty crystals and effects here. The Firelands, all the stuff was fire themed, a big surprise. Sadly, no blue fire stuff. Wait. Character looks like she had like her mouth sewn shut there for a second. I'm wearing a mask, and then I have spare masks on my shoulders. That's fine. Raid Finder. Normal. And Heroic. I like the demon horns on this one. This is a PvP set. The Heart of Fear, one of the Pandaria raids. It's the Raid Finder, the Normal, and the Heroic. Generally, the Heroic or Mythic are going to have the best options. And the Pandaria ones, definitely heavily influenced by Asia. Very Chinese. And very, very detailed. I feel bad for the artists who had to make these. Throne of Thunder, a late Pandaria raid. Here's the Raid Finder version, the normal version, and the heroic version. They didn't start doing mythic dungeons and raids until later on. The Regalia of Turnian Glory from the Siege of Orgrimmar. I actually like this design a lot. But out of all of these, the only one I really like is the Mythic one, and I would probably only get it for my Horde priests. Hi, kitty. So this one you have to do on Mythic difficulty. And I think that's the first one. Yeah, that's... Siege of Orgrimmar is the first one that had a Mythic difficulty. But you notice there's no Heroic. but there is a mythic. Now you can solo old raids. There's a guy, Matt Fawson, who's going back and soloing Legion raids. I'm like, how the hell do you do that? But he's playing Prot Pally, so they are super tanky. And if you know Prot Pally really well and have a really high eye level, you can... The only ones he hasn't been able to solo are ones that require other players due to mechanics. Look what I have. I've got a Thief Kitty. He's comfortable. He's also digging his claws into me. Stop it. Some of the sets I'm like, no. Like, this does not look very priestly. It looks like Dark Priest to me, but not priestly. That one's a little bit better. I'm not sure about the wavy bits on her belt, though. Blackrock Foundry. This is from Warlords of Draenor. That one actually looks kind of... The colors are definitely Horde colors. You know I have to have this one, right? Come on. Look, there's even a hole for her ponytail, for fuck's sake. Something from Slack, it's fine. I need to have this set, right? I need this. I need this so bad. So, is this on my list? I'm sure it is. Yes, it is. It's Season 2 from Warlords of Draenor. So, yeah, I should be able to go to Ashran and just be able to buy it. With honor. And this is the Combatant set. So this is the other set that I was looking at from Hellfire Citadel. Oh, that's the normal set. This is the heroic set. And the mythic set. Yeah. I definitely want that PvP one, though. And I should be able to buy it with... honor currency, which I don't think I have any on this character. Resources, Time Warp badges, Darkmoon prize tickets, Ancient Mana Curious coin, Legion Fall war supplies, Nether shards, Order resources, Field Argonite, Awakened Essence, Apexis crystal, and oil. Yeah, I don't have any honor. We'll go to Ashford and we'll take a look at it here in a minute. This is that same armor set, again reskinned in the Gladiator version. And here's the Combatant version. I've got all of these sets for all 4 kinds of armor. Because they came from the pre-Legion Invasion launch. So that was like 3 years ago. This is the Order Hall stuff. And I am still missing 3 pieces. Because the helmet, one of the pieces actually requires you to be exalted with the Nightfallen. And this is why it sucks being Alliance. If you know the Nightfallen are going to go to the Horde anyway, no matter what you do with them. So that bites. Gladiator, Combatant, again, I don't know about that. The Nighthold. So this is like the upgraded version of the Absolution armor. So this is the normal version. This was the LFR version. The heroic version. And then this is where the mythic version is like, holy crap, that looks amazing. Right? Hey look, Graboid is streaming. Well, we're gonna go watch Graboid later on. But I'm only going to stream until about 7 o'clock, because I've been streaming since 4. So we're fine. And this is one of the sets I really want to get. The Gladiator version. And this is the Absolution armor. from Black Temple, but this is like a remastered version. It's really cool. Hang on. Gotta answer this real quick. Hang on just a second. Somebody wants to sleep. am AFK. Alright, so let's get back to what we were doing. Taking care of business. How do you get to door? Well, they kind of let you get through doors. So, okay. So, I love this armor set. It is beautiful. The blue is not quite my blue, but yeah, I like that set a lot. I do not like this set at all. And this is the blue version of the Absolution set that I freaking love. These are my colors. So this is basically a remaster of the Black Temple set. Go on, Thief Kitty. Go play. And you can get this by running normal for the Tomb of Sargeras. So I can't get this yet because I can't run normal with this character. Because normal, you have to actually group up with people ahead of time. You have to pug it proper like. But Raid Finder you can actually queue for. So I can get this set just by doing Raid Finder. But I want this set so bad. This is the heroic version. Don't really care about it too much. And this is the mythic version. I mean, I like it, but you know blue's my colors. So this is an amazing design. It's very elegant, too. You see, it's not too busy. A lot of the Pandaria sets are, like, busy AF. So this is the Legion PvP set, and I really like the combatant version of it. And it looks like I got a piece of it when I was raiding earlier. Oh, hey, I got a Mark of Honor. Nice. And I got a Champion Strongbox. Oh, I got more Marks of Honor. Yay! And I got a healing potion. But you see, I got this, this item. So that's what triggered this particular thing here. It's kind of cool. This is pretty much the set that I'm wearing now. I think, yeah, I'm actually wearing the crown itself. The actual crown because, you know, it's the best piece of gear I had. But everything else is transmogged into that... Well, I have different shoulders. I need the shoulders. So, Antares the Burning Throne. Ooh. Who does the shoulders drop from? From the Coven of Shivara. Oh, God. That'll be fun. And this is the normal set. This is the heroic set. Very Shadow Priesty, right? And this is the mythic set. I really like the mythic set, by the way. That's just like elegance right there. So, this is a fairly plain set. This is the current expansion's PvP set, Gladiator version. There's the Aspirant set, which for most sets is actually the best version. And they only made 4 versions of these sets. They made a cloth. They did cloth, leather, mail, and plate. So if you go on a priest or on, what's that? Oh, neat. If you go on like a priest or a mage, you'll get this set, and if you go on a, you know, it's different. And there's just the basic set. I kind of like that. Very Alliance theme, and they're fairly well themed for, a little bit grayer. This is the first raid, Uldir. So here's the Raid Finder version, the normal, heroic, and mythic. And again, the mythic is always going to be the fanciest of the lot. This is the Battle of Dazar'alor. Again, Raid Finder. They're very deathy. You know, it's very much death and skulls and shit. Bows. It's called the Soul Reaper's Raiment. And of course, the mythic one is like, oh my god. Now this is the Season 2 Darkshore Warfront. So this is what a Moon Priest looks like. This is very apropos for my character. Because she is a Night Elf. And this is very much... Since this is Darkshore, Darkshore was the home... One of the homes of the Night Elves. So it's like right off Teldrassil. And this is the current season stuff. It's very much if you see, it's a lot of, well, you can't zoom in. It's a lot of sea stuff, like, fishy scales, fins, that kind of thing, see? And, or pirate stuff, you know, dead pirates, so yeah. So you got barnacles, you've got, you got a pirate tricorn with a little thing on the hat, and a piece of rag over your eye. And this is the elite set, so it goes from pirates to regular fishy army and then super fishy army. Pretty cool. And this is the current raid. Again, fishy army stuff. A different set of colors. Kind of like the normal one. Heroic's a little bit laid back, and then Mythic is like, oh my god, super fishy, evil fishy. And this is the BlizzCon virtual ticket transmog set. Your character is wearing a BlizzCon badge. And they are wearing a onesie. Good times. So we've got about 20 minutes. Can I get through? Let me see, what weapon do I have equipped? I have Light's Wrath. 92, 188. Well, they're not an upgrade, so we are gonna queue for Hope's End, because the Coven is gonna drop the shoulders for one of the sets that I want. And yeah, drops from the Coven of Shavara. Could do anything in the Tomb of Sargeras. Not a big fan of those. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty boy. So we'll queue for that. Now there's stuff that you can get through, they're not class sets, but you can get some pieces to fill in the blanks. What you doing, Thiefy Kit? Hi. Hello. Aww, what are you doing? Hi. Hello. Well, we can go do some stuff in the Tomb of Sargeras. Let's queue up for everything in the Tomb of Sargeras. Just for shits and giggles. See what we get. And the nice thing is, when you look at this list, it'll tell you which bosses you've beat that week. Now, I don't honestly think the queue's gonna pop. Oh, and this is just the Kil'jaeden fight. That's it. So you can only queue for so many things at once. So we're just gonna hang out here and wait. Let me redo my... Power word fortitude. Hopefully this Q will not work the same as the other Q. Where it wouldn't actually match you up unless it found people who also had XP disabled. Because I don't want to out-level stuff. It's gonna make me grumpy. Rawr. Oh, Sparky and kill him off the trestle bridge. I think Kirain needs to go to Trestle Bridge. I will actually not be at Ailson Tales tonight because Professor Corey is doing his State of the University at 8:30 and I gotta be around for that. Hi. I've got a kitty cat. He's apparently trying to eat my hair. Can you stop it? Can you guys hear him purring? I also have to go make supper soon. Hi. Hi, kitty boy. What you doing, Thiefy? Are you purring? Are you purring? He is purring. He's so purrs. He's such a purr monster. Hi. So, while we're waiting, y'all can help me, Lojo nerds. I bought Minas Morgul, so I will be getting a 120 Valor. I was originally thinking about using it to boost my now level 70 Hunter to 120 for when Cordovan boosts a Runekeeper to be on his show. Then I said, you know what, screw it. I'm not spending my Valar on his show. So, I'll probably switch to running with my 120 Cappy who was a 105 Valor, an Arya character who then leveled naturally to 120. Who already has a first age weapon, who really needs at least a second age, if not a first age emblem. Hi, kitty. Oh, look at the kitty. Look at the kitty. He's so cute. He is so pretty. He's also like, I'm warm, so I'm not moving. So, and I also have other characters. I have like 6 or 7 characters above level 98 on Landroval, which is really an irony considering my actual leveling characters are over on Crick Hollow. And I only have like 3 characters who are 106 and above. 100 and above, actually. The next highest level character I have on Crick Hollow is like a 52. So my thought here is, especially since there is a VIP weekend coming up starting on the 10th, I'm gonna use the hell out of that to level up some of my alts over there. So I have 3 choices. I have my brand new level 8 Stout Axe Runekeeper. I have my level 44 Elf Guardian. Or I have my level 34 Hobbit Burglar. Because one of the things I want to do is not use the Valar on a class that I already have another high level character in. But I want them to be on a class that I have at least played through level 40 something, because by the time you get close to Moria, you have most of your class skills, you have most of your rotation set down. The only thing you don't have is the stuff you get from having like 80 plus trait points. So I have a level 98 Runekeeper, so I have played Runekeeper with all of their skills, except she has like 40 some odd trait points, because she was a level 95 Valar and they don't get anything. They don't get any class trait points at all. It's really vexing. The cat's going to sleep. You ended up regretting it, never playing the character? Honestly, the only class I have naturally leveled straight from 1 to level cap is a champion. But I've played enough of the other classes to high enough of a level so that I understand the basics of the class. I'm not going to be good raid. But I definitely don't want to boost a lore master at all. But Guardian is pretty easy to pick up. Burglar might be a challenge. But the Runekeeper won't be as much of a challenge. And one of the reasons why I was considering the Burglar is because I don't have any high level, like 90 plus character who is a hobbit. Like, all of my 100 plus alts are elves with one exception. Or human. So it's like Elf Guardian, easy to play, fairly familiar with the class, and if I have any trouble, I can ask Elda how to play one really well. Or Burglar, which is a class, most of what I know about playing a Burglar, I know from watching Professor Corey. Or finally, Runekeeper, because Runekeepers are awesome. And who doesn't like throwing lightning around? Hi. What I could conceivably do, though, if I want a high-level hobbit, I can make a hobbit of another class. Just level it naturally. Yeah, the thing is, I don't want to throw another Valar onto Landroval. Because I want to actually play my Crick Hollow alts. And I have only 2 characters Valard on Crick Hollow. One is a hunter and one is a captain. And that captain is an Agent Brigman's guild, so it's like, well... Or, I'm sorry, her kinship. And she's an elf, high elf captain? Yeah. Hi. So I definitely want to spend my Valor on Crick Hollow. So right now, on Crick Hollow, let me grab my spreadsheet. And I think we're actually not going to get through the thing here. On Crick Hollow, I have a level 48 human lore master, a level 35 high elf minstrel, a level 27 high elf runekeeper, level 47 high elf or regular elf minstrel, 52 Bjorning, a 45 elf runekeeper, a 44 elf guardian, a 120 my 120 hunter, my 120 champion, who is my main, level 8 stout axe runekeeper, level 8 stout axe champion, a level 18 stout axe a dwarf hunter, who I'm going to use one of those race changes to make that into a stout axe hunter. Level 16 hobbit minstrel, 106 high elf captain, 34 hobbit burglar, 28 human captain, 41 elf warden, and 35 human captain. One of the reasons why I threw the Elf Guardian into it is the Elf Guardian is actually my metalsmithing character. So one of the things I was thinking of was how much of a pain in the ass it is to go and get any of the Rohan, the good Rohan. I mean, you can get crafting, like, you know, Westfold, East Emnet, West Emnet crafting. The auto-bestowed or scroll-based crafting recipes are decent, but the good crafting recipes require you to be friendly or acquaintance or whatever rep, ally rep, sometimes kindred with the local faction. And I don't have time for that on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different crafting alts. So I was thinking, which of the crafts would be most useful to boost that character? Tailoring, jewel crafting, jewelry, scholar, metalsmith, or weapons. Woodworking would be good. Because what I'm eyeballing is not only that, but also to get Craft Guild. I've already gotten Craft Guild Mastery for weaponsmithing on my Warden. So he would only need to be boosted to get the Rohan craft recipes, which don't do... Cause basically, I want to be able to make my own first agers. First and second agers, assuming A, I have the recipe, and B, that I have the mats. Hi. Hello. So that's one reason why I'd want to boost the Elf Guardian, because she's my metalsmith, so she's armor. Hi. And she is only a guild initiate, so so there's a thought. Ding! It's 4 o'clock in game. It's 7 o'clock in real life. Yeah, basically most of them are classes I have leveled to close to 50, so there's only a few skills that I need, and I think I'm pretty decent at learning new skills. So I hadn't played a captain to level 50. I think my highest level captain was like in the 20s at the time. But I picked up the basics of how to play a captain pretty quickly. It won't ever be good for like raiding or anything, but I can do decently. Basically, I could play a 120 captain on Court of the Rings and be okay. Because we're never going to do raids or anything like that. So I'm going to think about it some more, because we've got till like the end of the month to figure this shit out. And I will want to talk to Jerry about it ASAP to get it figured out. But I think we're going to call it a stream. It looks like we are not getting in queue for the raid, which I wasn't expecting. LFR, especially on Legion content, takes forever. So we're not going to do that. So I'm going to call it, and we'll talk to y'all later. Go back to the official Lotro channel. Elda should be streaming here in a little bit. And I believe she might actually wind up tanking some Anvil of the Winterstith, I think. I think her guild... I think her kinship is going to be doing some raiding tonight. So definitely go watch that. So in the meantime, let me hit a button. And we'll do a sign out. And then I will talk to you... I'll probably stream on Wednesday. Again, that's not set in stone, but it's a probably. If I'm lucky, I might stream tomorrow. Again, basically tomorrow I have to stream either before, so my stream ends before 4:30, or I have to stream after 5:30. Because I can't stream at the same time as Professor Corey's kiddo, because I have to watch their channel. So make sure it's, you know, people are behaving. They generally do, but still. Anyway, y'all be good, and if you can't be good at it. And thanks, Middle Earth Maiden, for that generous tip, and just the tip. And I will see you all in the funny pages.